Hey, what's up, guys? So, you may have remembered my first video on this channel was a guide to installing Arch Linux. Well, that was kind of more a general install for Arch Linux. Today, I was wanting to show you how I personally install Arch Linux. So, I do things a little bit differently. I don't use typically like the way that most people install is they either do what I did and they install just a boot partition and then they install just a regular system partition. I was never a big fan of that, especially after Ubuntu. When I decided to switch, I had such big trouble moving my home folder. I decided to start doing a separate home partition. But eventually, BetterFS came out, and I've been doing BetterFS ever since then. So I'm back to two partitions. That's gonna be the main difference with this and the Arch install video that I did before was, I'm gonna be using BetterFS. But I figured I'd show you that as well as some of the other things that I generally do whenever I'm installing Arch Linux. So as before, if you're reading the Arch install guide, which I'm gonna be referencing along with this video, we're gonna be verifying the boot mode because we want to make sure that we are in the EFI, the UEFI mode. So we're going to do /sys, or we're going to do list/sys/firmware/EFI/EFI vars. And if we get any output whatsoever, that means that we are in the UEFI mode. We're going to update the system clock. So we're going to do time date CTL, which actually before you do that, I'm all right because I'm in a virtual machine. You should make sure you're connected to the internet. If you're using Ethernet, you are already connected to the Ethernet. You're already connected to the internet, but we're not in Ethernet. We are in a virtual machine. But if, say, we're using Wi-Fi, what we would do is we would use IWCTL, and then we would do station LAN 0 scan, which we don't have a wireless device because once again I'm in a virtual machine. Then we would try and figure out what network it is that we're connected to. Then we would do station LAN 0 connect, and then we do our Wi-Fi's name in quotations. So we'll say our Wi-Fi is SSID is 1234, and then we give us a prompt for a password. We type our password in, and then we would be connected. That's what I usually do on my laptops. But though I do have a few with Ethernet, I've only got one that doesn't have an Ethernet. My G14, freaking stupid Zoomer laptops. After you do that and you do the updating the system clock, we would partition the disks. So I like to run CF disk. First, we need to see our devices. I like to run CF disk. So we type in our disk here. Your target's going to be different because, like I said, I'm in a virtual machine. Yours is probably going to be dev/dev/SDA or /dev/NVMe01 or 0N1 or something like that. Whatever it is, type in /dev/ whatever that is. So we're going to do /dev/VDA. We're going to use GPT. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a 500 megabyte partition, which is going to be our boot partition. We're going to change that in the type to, where is it? EFI system. And then we are going to save all the other space and make it Linux root x86-64. And then we're going to write that, and then we're going to quit. And then the next thing that we're going to do is going to be making our file systems. So we need to do make fs.fat dash capital F 32 and then we're going to do dev VDA 1 because that's our first partition. As you can see here, that's our boot partition. Then we're going to use makefs.betterfs /dev/VDA2. And that's going to make the BetterFS file system, which is what we're going to we're pretty much going to be separating all of our stuff like this. So now what we need to do is we need to mount our BetterFS file system. So we're going to do mount VDA2/mount, and then we're going to do BetterFS SU, or you could use subvolume, CR, and then /mount/add. And then we're going to do the same thing for our home partition. Then we're going to do the same thing for our root partition. Then we're going to do the same thing for our server partition. The same thing for our log partition. Which these are not partitions, by the way. I'm just using that for... we're going to do the same thing for cache and temp also. But they're not partitions. They're namespace file systems, if that makes sense. So now that we've made all of these, we're going to use the command betterfs SULI and then /mount so that we can see all these. And then we need to unmount dev VDA2 because we don't want to be mounted in. We want to CD to the root. And then what we're going to do is we're going to type in mount and then use the -o argument. Then we're going to do defaults, comma, NOAA time, comma, compress equals ZSTD, comma, commit equals 120, comma, subvol equals at, and then /dev/VDA2, and then /mount. And I'm going to show you a little trick so that it doesn't take forever to do all this. We're going to basically be typing in... well, first we got to make these directories. So we're going to do make dir /mount/home. Then do the same for root srv. And then we're going to do make dir /p. We can do multiple directories. So for var/log, and then we're going to do the same thing for var/cache. And we don't have to get rid of the p for this one. We'll do temp. And you could do that as a one-liner too. I'm not going to do that. And then we're going to go back to here, and then we're going to be replacing that with our other arguments. So subvolume will do those subvolumes that you see right there, like that you typed in up there, those are going to go here, and then you're going to type in the path form. So, you know, /mount/home, but, you know, we're going to do root for the same thing for the root ones, or, you know, for root and, you know, all the other ones. But for instance, like you see the log one, like at log, we're going to have to type in our path here. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. And now the next thing that we need to do is we need to make a directory for our boot partition. So make dir /p or -p /mount/boot/EFI, and then we're going to mount that to our first partition. And now we can continue the installation pretty much the same way that we've always done it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pack strap a couple packages. I'm going to pack strap more than what most people probably would normally do because I already know what it is that I already like. So we'll do pack strap dash capital K / mount. And we'll do the base package, base dash devel, Linux. I actually prefer Linux Zen. So let's do Linux Zen firmware. Then let's do Linux Zen docs. Then let's do the Xorg package. We'll do git, wget, and I usually do install some more packages in this. We'll do network manager, and we'll do vim, and I think that is really all we need to get. Huh? Did they get rid of that? Wow, they got rid of that. That's still in the Arch installation. Guess they don't need it anymore. Oh, wait, hold on. You don't do Linux Zen firmware. That's my bad. You still just use Linux firmware. There you go. Well, it looks like my Arch install disk might be a little bit old. So I'm going to update my Arch Linux keyring. I'm not going to have to re-download anything, thankfully. This is why you don't ever really have to worry about having an out-of-date install, because you can always update your keyring unless that ISO is like a few years old or something. You might not have enough space to fully update it. It really just depends. I've never really had a problem with doing that. See, like installing a couple packages that have had an update since then. And this isn't even in the install guide, which I've never really understood why it wasn't, but of course you could just bypass those GPG checks too, but you should never do that though. All right, and then the next thing that we're going to do is generate our file system table. So we're going to type in genfs tab dash capital U / mount, 2 greater than signs, then mount / /etc / fs tab, and then we need to make sure that there's nothing wrong with that. So we're going to type in /mount / fs or /mount / /etc / fs tab, and we're just going to make sure that there's stuff here. So you see this is all looking pretty good to me. So we can go ahead and go out of that. And then we're going to change our root into the new system. So we're going to do arch dash change root / mount. And now we're going to set the time zone. So we're going to set a symlink by using ln dash sf. Then we're going to do /user /share /zone info. And I'm just going to do America / Chicago. And then /etc / local time. And then we're going to run hardware clock dash systohc so that we can generate edge time, which makes sure that the hardware clock is set to UTC. Then we're going to edit our locale. So we're going to go to vim into /etc / locale.gen. We're going to hit / so we can search for this. I usually do English US.utf. We'll uncomment that. and then we'll run locale-gen. And then we need to create the locale.conf folder. So we're going to do vim/etsy/locale.conf. And then we're going to add lang equal, and then en. So basically like what you just uncommented. And if you uncommented more than one thing, then use the main thing that you're going to be using, because that's basically like an environment variable that sets your system's language. And now we need to do the most. This is very important, and there's no reason for you to not do this. We need to create a host name. So we're going to do /etsy/hostname. Then we're going to do computer. I'm feeling a little wild today. And now, this step's optional. I'm gonna just do it anyways. We're gonna create a new Initramfs. So we're gonna do mkinit cpio -p with a capital, not a lowercase. Sorry about that. I had to turn the AC off. It is very hot where I live, to the point where I need an air conditioner. But you can hear it very easily on this microphone, so I turned it off just for y'all. So now we need to set a root password. We're going to do pass wd. Then we're going to give it a password. It can be anything, just, something that doesn't suck. And now we are going to install a bootloader. I use grub. And if you use grub, you need EFI boot manager. So you spell EFI boot and then MGR. And EFI boot MGR is more of a tool for grub to install to your EFI. It's not something you're going to be actively using here in a second. And now that we've installed grub, we're going to run. Now keep in mind, we didn't install grub, we installed the package. We're going to run grub-install --target equals x86-64, not dash, _64 -EFI. Then we're going to do --EFI -directory, and we're going to do /boot/EFI, and then we're going to do --bootloader-ID equals. All right, I'm going to tell y'all a little tip, all right? This the wiki will tell you that this needs to be all capitals grub, but you can actually write whatever it is that you want here. So you could write down 1, 2, 3, you could write down arch, you could write down grub. We'll just do grub right now though. We'll go ahead and run the grub install, and after it installs, we're going to run grub-make config -lowercase o. We're going to do boot/boot/ oh wait, no. Grub boot/grub/grub.cfg. And now that we have done that, we can exit and reboot. And now we are in our system. So we're going to type in root, then we're going to use our password, and we'll be logged in as root. The first thing that we need to do is we need to get some internet, because we don't have any internet. I can show you here. Type in ping.archlinux.org. Don't have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in systemctl enable --now, which is basically like doing start and enable at the same time. And then we're going to do capital N network, capital N, or M manager. And we don't have to type in .service, because systemd expects you to be talking about a service unless you specify otherwise. So now we can check that command again, and we have internet. And now that we've done that, we are going to make our user account. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do user add -m, and we're going to type in our username. And now that we have done that, we're going to give our And now that we've done that, we're going to give our account a password. So we'll type in whatever password is that we're wanting to use. Now, we're not going to log into that yet. The first thing that we got to do is we need to give that account sudo privileges. So we're going, I say sudo is sudo. We're going to do vim slash etsy slash sudoers. And we're going to go down here. It looks like the config has had some changes since I've last seen it. So we're going to go under here and type in our username. And I also like to do this so that, because I do sometimes run more than one account, one user on my system, and I can just add them to the wheel account. So after we do that, we're going to have to type in WQ, and we're going to have to do an exclamation mark. And we only have to do it this one instance because of how sudo pretty much works. So now that we've done that, we can exit, and then we can log in to our new account. Make sure that our home is made, which is why we did -m. And now we can go on to installing some of my favorite software. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cd into /opt, and I am going to get, I want to say, this might take a second. First, we're going to do sudo. We're going to do sudo git clone https /archlinux.org. Wait, no, it's aur.archlinux.org/yay.get. Type in the password. Wait, hold on a second. Well, that's a bit odd, isn't it? Oh, you know why? I did a foolish mistake right there. I didn't write those in all caps, which was my bad, guys. All right. We'll clone that, and then we're going to run sudo chown -R Sabian Sabian, or whatever your username is. And then we're going to type in the name of that directory, and then we're going to go into that directory, and we're going to run make package -si. It's going to install Go because Yay is a wrapper that's using Go, or it's written in Go. Which I will say, I'm not a big fan of Google, but I think Go is a pretty nice, fast language, though. Be better if it was written in C, but not feasible. All right, and we're going to run Yay so that we can make sure it's all good to go. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit pacman.conf, and we're going to... Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. We're going to take that out. But here's a little secret if some of y'all don't know. Write I and capital I, capital L, love, then capital C, candy. And that gives you some cool colors whenever you use Pacman. Of course, that is all optional. This is just how I do it. And then this is something you should 100% do, is uncomment out the multi-lib directory. And we're going to run Yay one more time. Now I'm going to go to vim. I'm going to do sudo vim etsy /make package.conf. Oop. And we're going to go down to make flags down here. and I'm going to uncomment. Now, I have a 24 thread processor. I usually would do either 20 or 22, but this VM's only got, I believe, 4 threads, so we'll use 3. And now what we need to do is we need to install our desktop environment. And I say that loosely because I use a window manager, as y'all know. I use DWM. So we're going to go to cd into user, source, and then we're going to run sudo git clone https://github.com/masterfighter/dwm. And then we're going to run sudo chown-r sabian dwm. Then we'll cd into that. And then we're going to run sudo make clean install. And now we have that out the way. We're going to... Hold on, I didn't mean to do that. We need to install SL status. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run sudo git clone git //git.sucklist.org/SL status. Wow, got that off of memory. We're going to do the same thing for that folder. And then I'm going to run... Hold on. I'm not going to actually customize that just yet, but I am going to go ahead and run it. I'm going to go ahead and install it. Alright, now what we need to do... I've done SL status, I've got DWM installed. What would be the next step? The next step would be to install xinit.xsession, which may already be installed. Alright, and we'll run... I also need to install a terminal emulator, which is going to be Alacrity. Now what we need to do is we need to make a .nxrc. So we're going to vim, while we're in our home directory, by the way, .xinitrc. We're going to run SL status ampersand, and then we're going to do exec DWM. This file we're going to be revisiting. Leave that, and then we need to make that file executable. So do chmod +x.xinitrc, and then we can run startx, which I don't have for some reason. We need to install xorg-xinit. That was my bad. Now we can do that. So now we are in DWM here. We can go ahead and turn on Alacrity, and we can install some of the programs that I typically use. So, one that I like to use... First, let's install some fonts, actually, because these fonts are atrocious. I like to use Nodo Sans. You can probably tell... hold on. You can probably tell by looking at my thumbnails. I'm not going to install these, though, because that's a lot more than what I use. I'm going to install the light package. Nodo fonts light. Because that's all we really need. Yeah, you see how unreadable that is? How that O and the M there merges? Yeah, that's why we're installing a font. I mean, if you want to torture your eyes, go ahead. I can't tell you what to do. It's just free and open source software at its best. All right. Got that. And the next thing that we need to do is back out of that and go back into that so we can, you know. Now what we do is, just give me a moment here. We can install some of my favorite packages. So I'm a fan of PCman FN. I use LXRandar. Go ahead and do that. Run. Hold on. Oh, I am a silly Billy because I didn't install dmenu. I don't patch dmenu. I don't see any real reason to. I actually didn't even need to go out of that. We're going to run LXRandar so I can finally bless your eyes with a 1080p display. So now we're here in 1080p. Not going to be doing a wallpaper in this, but I will show you how to do that though. We're going to run Fey. We are going to also run Dunst, Pacman. What else? What else should I run? Let me go cross-reference that actually. All right, this is a big one. Hold on. I accidentally went out of here. We need... I'll figure that part out in a second. Let's go ahead and install these first, though. Now, I'm not going to be doing really any customization here. Like I said, the customization is up to you. If you want my dot files, they are in my repositories. But I'm just going to be showing you the packages that I use and installing as well, just so I can show you how I set up Arch Linux. So we're going to do vim.extendedrc, and we're going to go ahead and add... We'll add Fey and pretend that there's a wallpaper there. We'll do SL. Well, SL status needs to go first, I'd say. Then Fey. Then Dunst. Well, Dunst needs to comes after Pacman, I'd think. I mean, the order doesn't really matter. Just, you know, like, I do it in order of importance more than anything. But that's not the only thing that we should add. We should also, I like to use a volume notification daemon. So we'll do PA notify, which is pretty nice. I can show you an example of that here in a second. And we should do nm applet, which is a nice little applet. I'd say that's probably everything. Well, that's not the name of it, though. It's Network Manager Applet. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I don't ever keep make dependencies. PA notify never gets updated. It's pretty much feature complete, so there's no real reason to even keep its dependencies unless you use that a lot. But now we'll put in PA notify, and I like to add T2 and then we'll do nm applet because there is a sys up here. I don't have it running at the moment. Do and on that. And then we'll back out, go back in. And now we need to install the Mate Polkit. Now you can choose whatever Polkit you like. I prefer the Mate Polkit agent. I believe that's the name for it. Yep, we also need to install Polkit in general too. We already have that though. So now we need to edit our extended RC for the last time, I promise you. This needs to go at the top though. This should be before anything else. We need to path our way to the Polkit. So we'll go here and then we'll do cd. Give me a sec. can't remember exactly where it is. It's not in binaries. It's in user/lib/mot a Polkit. So we'll do that right there. That's not a directory, so we do print working directory user/lib/mate/polkit. Then we need to type that out right there. So polkit-mate-authentication-agent-1. Then do an ampersand. And that's basically the skeleton of it right there. We'll back out one more time, and then I'll test it for you. We'll do some kind of administrative action. So we'll do like run like sudo vim. Well, that's not going to work. We could do systemctl. Systemctl stop network manager, for instance. So now we have a Polkit here. We don't have to type it in the terminal. And you want that because if you need to do something sudo, it allows you to use dmenu as root without having to, with it like as a way to authenticate yourself. So that's the reason why you want to do that. Well, anyways, there you go, guys. You see I've got the system tray up there. My patch already had, or my fork of DWM already has all the patches installed and everything. Play around with my config, or with my setup some. Go to the Arch wiki, copy the configs for some of those files. Play around with it, and if you do wind up going the route I go, why don't you post up some of what you do in your GitHub and post it in the comments below? I can take a look at it myself. Maybe I may even take some inspiration from yours and add it to my stuff, or I may even go over in an interview. I might, not an interview, but I might go over it in a video or something, do like a showcase on some of y'all's stuff. Anyways, if you like this video, like and subscribe. If you want to check out some of my other Linux content, I do Linux gaming. I do video essays primarily on free and open source software and philosophy. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an awesome and wonderful rest of y'all's day.